So in this week's upload, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to share with you how I made this £49 profit on the Aston Villa v Leeds match before it even kicked off by trading the price fluctuations on the betting exchanges, sometimes referred to as cashing out for people who aren't already subscribed to the channel. So let's head over to my screen where I'll show you exactly what I did and why. Quickly, just before we continue, if you find this video useful or interesting at all and you'd like to see more of these in the future, please remember to tap the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. So first off, very logical place to start, brief bit of background. I'm just going to take a look at the statistical information for the up and coming football match at 8 PM this evening. So I'm going to use InfoGoal for that, that's my favourite resource, but I'm going to look at things like possession stats, recent form, XG, some of the shot maps, who's playing, who's likely to be playing, because obviously we don't know with the lineup just yet, and sort of weigh up what the public's perception is going to be of this game versus what actually is and the prices that are currently on offer. So I think that it's highly likely, given the 7-2 spanking recently that Villa dished out, their recent performance, the fact that they're on form, and these various statistics shown on screen now, that I have the overall view that it's likely that the general betting public is going to favour Villa in this situation and quite likely to back them, if I'm honest, which means their price is likely to contract. At this point in time though, I do not know for certain that that is going to happen. So I'm going to tread carefully and I'm going to play the market in terms of probabilities to ensure that I'm on the right side of the price at all times. If it doesn't play out in my favour, then it's no great shakes because I'll only lose a very small amount. So this is what we call trading on the betting exchanges. It's basically cashing out with some logic and understanding as to what's happening and then playing the probabilities in your favour. So if we move over to the trading screen, which some people, if you've not seen this before, don't freak out. It's very simple. What you're looking at is Betfair's betting exchange interface via a piece of software. Why do we use the software? It's faster, it's cleaner, it's clearer, and it gives us a few charts and a bit more information. It's called the Geeks Toy Trading Software. We'll put a link in the description down below, along with InfoGoal too, if you want to check that out. But basically, what I'm looking to do here is back the price as it contracts ahead of time before the match actually starts, locking in a profit. So at this point in time, we're 2 hours before the start of the match. I'm only going to open up the position for 500 notes. That's not because I'm going to risk £500. I'm not into betting. I don't want to glamorise betting in any way. I'm looking to trade the price and the probabilities on offer. So I'm going to open a position for 500, which means that we'll lose plus or minus. You'll see on the profit and loss column on the screen there per tick increment if the price should move in that direction. At no point am I willing to lose 500 quid because that would just be crazy. So the first £500 is on. I'm now going to skip ahead of time on the recording because obviously I'm going to leave you sitting here for an hour. 1 hour before the start of the match and the team news is out. Now this is a crucial point within all pre-match trading or football matches because if a different team sheet comes out then it's likely things are going to change. In this instance there's no real upsets, so we're trading purely on the public perception of what they believe to happen. There's no upset and so the line of thought is continued. You can see the traded volumes on the screen there. So this is the money that's been matched on the betting exchanges in the sidebar there, showing you where people's bets are currently falling in the market, and they're going in our favour. They're going with our position, so at this point in time I'm really not worried. The whole idea is to limit your losses and let the profits run over the longer period of time. So with that in mind, I'm going to add another £500 to my position. Total position is now on for £1,000. Again, I'm not risking that £1,000. I'm not betting here. I'm purely trading the price action and the movement in the marketplace. I'm then going to go away from the screens, come back a little bit later because I want the team news to set in. I want the hype, the TV, social media, the internet, all that kind of stuff sort of pick up interest in this football match and allow the general betting public to place their bets and move the price for us so we can then seal in that profit. So skipping the recording on screen forward, lo and behold 15 minutes later and you can see the price action has actually moved on screen. So the prices are down that centre column on Aston Villa in this instance, and the point where the back and lay money, the betting for and the betting against meet each other is where the two different colours lap on the screen there. We'll highlight that for you. So given the fact that it's actually going in our favour, and this is exactly what we want to see, this is what we anticipated happening, I'm not going to close out my position for a profit now because we've got plenty of time until the football match is about to kick off. So I'm going to let this activity play out. It looks like there's a good amount of market sentiment backing Aston Villa in this situation, so it's just going to push us further and further into the profit. Now, If the price was to move in the opposite direction and that wasn't happening, I'd be closing out my position at this point in time. And this is the difference between trading and having a punt. Okay, it's logical, there's plenty of method behind what you're doing and why. You're basically placing your trades with an edge and the probability being on your side. So it didn't take all that long, because if we skip it forward once more, shortly before the match, you see already our closeout positions, our lay positions, the alternate positions, which are basically the cash out bets, have been matched. So we're looking at a 4.9% profit on the total stake. Pretty cool, considering the trade was only open for just over an hour. What's more, you can see in the timer at the top left there, the match still hasn't kicked off, and that's exactly how you are able to trade the price on the betting exchanges. This is Betfair's exchange via some software. Trade the price movement, lock in a profit before the match even starts, using some quite obvious logic understanding and statistics from InfoGoal shown on the screen there. So just to recap, what's actually happened here is 2 hours before the start of the Aston Villa v Leeds match, I decided Aston Villa's price is likely to contract and get smaller. So I opened a back position on Betfair's exchange at a price of 2.18. As the price started to contract, I added to that position. I then laid that position off at 2.04, locking in the profit, the difference between the two, cashing out essentially, using that trading software, the Geeks toy, to lock in £49 profit. Now I didn't get it perfect, because just before kickoff the price actually hit 1.95, so there was more money left on the table in this instance, but I think we did a pretty good job of capturing that price move. It's something that happens routinely on different football matches. There's several different strategies that you can use when trading your football matches, so I'd advise checking out the videos in the end screen here for more information.